Ma'am, wait for another 5 minutes, ma'am. Start பண்ணலாமா? தேவிஸ்ரீ மேம்.
ஓகே சிந்து.
இல்ல ஸ்டார்ட் பண்றோம் இப்போ நாங்க. ஓகே.
ஓகே.
ஓகே மேம். Very good afternoon to all. It gives me an immense pleasure to extend you all a very warm welcome and on behalf of the Patrician College of Arts and Science, India and Bulehura University, Ethiopia, who has clubbed all of us for the international seminar on impact of social media in academics. True prayer is neither mere mental exercise nor a vocal performance. It is far deeper than that. It is spiritual transaction with the creator of heaven and earth. I would like to call Emmanuel, student of electronic media, to start the program with the prayer.
Praise the Lord. Almighty and loving Father, we praise you and adore you. We are gathered here for this webinar on impact of social media on academics. Send us your Holy Spirit to be our guide and give us the wisdom to understand every topic that we're going to discuss. And let our mind and let our love be upon us, that this webinar brings success and truth to our team. We thank you, Father, for this precious time that we have given us. We thank you for the Patrician College of Arts and Science to make good initiative for us. And we should make use of this webinar. And predominantly thank you for Dr. Devishree Anbu to motivate and guide us to the right path and bless her handwork abundantly and give him good health and strength. Thank you for hearing my prayer. I pray this trusting and believing in you. Amen.
Thank you, Emmanuel. I welcome Chief Guest Mr. Derij Biru Adal, Vice Dean, College of Social Science and Humanities, and Resource Person Dr. Devishree Anbu, Assistant Professor, Department of Journalism and Communication, Bulehura University, Ethiopia. Also welcoming Mr. Habibur Rahman and Mr. Rasul Ahmed, Head of the Department, School of Media Studies, Patrician College of Arts and Science, India, and all the participants. Now we would like to invite Mr. Paulson, Assistant Professor, School of Media Studies, Patrician College of Arts and Science, India, to introduce the resource person and welcome the gathering.
Thank you, ma'am. So, Dr. A. Devishree Anbu, Assistant Professor, has a long history of academics and learning in the field of media. Has worked in visual communication departments and journalism departments in India. Has also held HOD posts in the media departments before. She has finished her PhD in Manon Manian Sundanar University, Tirunelveli, South India. Currently, she is working in Department of Journalism and Communication, Bulehura University, Ethiopia. Welcome you, ma'am, for this international webinar.
Thank you, sir. Now I would like to invite Dr. Devishree Anbu, resource person, to address the gathering and take over the session.
Thank you, Sindhuja ma'am. Thank you, Paulson. Good afternoon and good morning. Thank you, Patrician College, School of Media Studies, and Bulehura University for giving me such a wonderful opportunity to talk about the impact of social media on academics. Shall I go with the presentation, Sindhuja?
Yes, ma'am, but before that, just make sure that your camera is on and the presentation,
Okay.
ma'am. Okay.
Yeah, one
Thank
second.
you.
Yeah, let me check it. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. If you're ready with the presentation, we can start the session, ma'am. Ma'am, unmute your mic, ma'am. Your
Yeah,
mic is
let
in.
me check. Yeah, let me check the presentation. 1 minute. Yeah. Can you see the presentation?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah, can you see it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Now we are unable to see the presentation, ma'am.
Yeah. Can you see it now?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Shall I start my presentation then?
Yes, ma'am. You can start, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Good morning, students, and sorry, good afternoon. Actually, here in Ethiopia, the time is morning 10 o'clock, so I have to say good morning here, and as well as I have to say good afternoon for Indian people. And actually, I would like to thank the department, entire department, for giving you such an opportunity for the students to say about a few words that I know, and also I just wanted to say a few words regarding social media. So, going into the topic, I would just say, I will just start with my objective, and I have given few objectives like what is social, what is media, and based on what is social media, positive and negative impact of social media. So as we all know, social and media, it connected with social media. So without social media is not there. So I have just given few points for social, and social is nothing but the living organism that we are humans and we communicate with each other. That is social. And media is like we have lots of technologies. We have radio, television, print, digital media. As you all know, you all are reading it. You all are every day. You all are using it. So these are the media. And next, I come to social media. As you all know, social media is a vast area. So everybody, without social media, nobody is able to survive in this world. And in the last 10 years, the whole world has changed, and the social media has come up. So without social media, we cannot do anything, and we cannot live in this world without social media. And also we have lots of generation barriers based on the current social media. So let me go with the social networking sites. So as we all know, how many social networking sites you people know? Can I make it as a two-way session? And I cannot hear any of your voice. Can it be a two-way session?
Yes, ma'am, but the students are in the YouTube.
Okay, fine. Okay.
And please, you can make the presentation full screen, ma'am, so that it is easy for us to
It's
see.
actually in full screen. For me, it is actually in full screen. For you, it's not full screen.
No, ma'am, you can give me a slide show.
Yeah, I have given slideshow only.
Okay, just make
Let
sure
me
and you
check.
can start with
Yeah,
the
yeah.
session, ma'am.
Yeah, 1 minute. Are you seeing it in full screen or small screen? Small screen. Okay.
You can give the presentation, ma'am.
Yeah, but I think it's not. I don't know why it's not sharing it, but for me, I'm giving it in full screen. But I don't know why it is not going as a full screen.
Okay, you can just try once, ma'am. Then you can proceed.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Now is it full screen?
Yeah, it's increased now.
Has it increased? Sindhija ma'am, has it increased?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. It's still the same. But okay, you can proceed, ma'am.
It's more.
Okay. That's what I did. Yeah. Okay. Now is it full? Yeah. Okay. I have clicked from the beginning only. 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, sir. Yeah, let me check. Now is it increased?
Ma'am, couldn't see the presentation, ma'am. Just share it one second.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'll share it. Now is it full screen?
No, it's still the same, ma'am.
I don't.
Okay, no problem, ma'am. You can just proceed, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay.
You can see the presentation. So no problem. You can proceed.
But I don't know why it's not going. I really don't know. Okay. So social networking sites, we have lots of social networking sites, and the highest score of 44.3% reveal that students used it for chatting. Less score is 1.5%. They use it for article submission. So you download music, videos, downloading photos. We use it for educational purposes, for submitting articles and everything. So we use social networking sites for multiple areas, and we use it every day. So today's students, like today, people cannot live without cell phones and smartphones. Everybody, we need a smartphone. If the smartphone is not there, we cannot sleep, we cannot eat, we cannot do anything. And more than books, nowadays we started using it in a small Android mobile, and everybody, around 78%, not even 78, more than 78% of teens, they are using smartphones. And everyone, you have your own internet, and everybody, they use tablet, they use laptop, and all. Mostly now, the current situation and current generation, you use social networking sites and social media. Without Facebook, without WhatsApp, without Twitter, without Instagram, so we are not ready to live in this world without all these steps. So why we need this? We as far as we know, I told you about what is social media, and what is social networking sites. So why we need this impact, and what is the need and necessity for uh, going for an impact of social media? So pandemic. So we all know, we all are now we are staying in a situation called pandemic, and many of our college life, many of the face-to-face communication has been dropped down, and now everything is has become online classes. So based on earlier, we had andragogy, pedagogy, and hedogogy. These are the different levels of education. So when it goes to andragogy, it's a formal education that we learn as a face-to-face communication. Face-to-face we learn it. Then we go for the pedagogy, that is formal and technology. So we use formal and technology as quite a previous couple of years. Now we go for pedagogy, that is technology based. So now without technology, we never use anything. We use all the education, and we communicate with each other based on your technology. So why social media is positive? So we all know, without social media or without internet or without anything, now it is not possible. More than reading books. How many of you read books? How many of you really have a talent of reading books? Now the books and all have been uh, we parcel the books and we kept it somewhere, and now we are going with the Android mobile. How many of us, we go to the library, take a book, read, note it, everything? We go with the bookish knowledge. None of us go with the bookish knowledge right now. So everybody, we all go with the smartphone, tablet, or we need only a GB connection of internet. It might be 1 GB, it might be unlimited. We just need a connection and we go on with it. So whatever you wanted to search, for example, now because of this social media and because of complete internet only, now it's possible for me to sit here and present a webinar for you in India. So you can search everything. You can search whatever you want to search. You can search it online. You can purchase. Even when we go for a purchasing purpose, everybody here, we use Flipkart, Amazon. So we sit in a place. We sit in our own chair. We sit in our own room. We lie down. We just click a single button. Even if you want to have food, we order it. We have lots of ordering sites like Zomato, and lots of sites where we can get food. When we order ourselves, it will reach your doorbell. So everything that is contained in your mobile. So that is what is the positive aspect. So let me go on with the negative aspect. So my aspect of social media is more than positive. I wanted to focus on negative. So many of us, we know only the positive area. We go on with the positive area, and many of the students, we don't know what are the negative aspects of social media. Without our knowledge, how our data are being consumed, how our data are being threatened, how people are in around 100%, 10% of children are being dying because of these social media negative aspects. So negative impact. So I have a list of things that which I'm going to tell you in later. That is a false sense of connection, mental health effects, encourage poor grammar, usage and spelling, harm to one's reputation, exposing children to online predators, isolation, loneliness, broken relationships, identifying and torn families, exposure to cyberbullying, suicide, invasion of privacy, exposure to scams, identified threats, fraud and virus attacks, time consuming, poor social performance, increased distraction, decreased productivity, loss of job, possibility of addiction disorder, increased risk of obesity, increased risk of sleep disorders. So these are the few points that I wanted to explain in order for the addition of negative impact. So many of us, they will think I mean, the points that I have given you already, you might think this is not only because of social media. Normally, we have some areas that makes us to get isolated and all. So I just wanted to focus on few of the negative explains that the impact of social media has in our lives, sometimes without us even knowing it. So first, let me go on with the false sense of connection. So false sense of connection is happens in families. So when we are in families, we ourselves, even suppose if a family contains four people, all the four has a mobile, and we ourselves isolate ourselves inside the home. Sometimes we play games, sometimes we and our own WhatsApp, our own Instagram, we go into that. So it is like complaining that there's never enough time has become an increasingly common excuse. So we use lots of what to say. We use mobile. We waste our time in mobile. We waste our time in WhatsApp. We waste our time in Instagram, and simply we just complain we don't have time. So that is a false sense of connection.
I'm changing the slide. Let me know, ma'am, which slide you are in, because we can see only the slide 2.
Oh my God, I'm in social media negative slide.
Okay, no problem. You just select one second, ma'am.
Okay. Sir, actually my slide it's not showing full screen. Can yeah yeah, ma'am, can you wait for 5 minutes?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, just wait, ma'am.
எங்க போனாரு? Devashri, ma'am. Devshri ma'am, can you hear me?
1 minute, Sindhu. 1 minute. Because of this, 1 minute. I just connect to the or this thing. Yes.
Yes, we can see the presentation, ma'am.
Sindhu, 1 minute. 1 minute.
Yes, sir. It's not.
Yeah, it's connected now. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Now can Off. Some issues here, we were unable to proceed it. Okay, let me start with this slide again. So social media negative aspect and negative impact, I have given few points, and based on that points I'm just going to go on with the first one, that is a false sense of connection. So false sense of connection is nothing but that the time we don't have enough time, we just complain, we just start complaining that we don't have time. So this is based on families. This is inside a family where we have the family, and just we don't get time for the communication within our family. So next one is mental health effects. Mental health effects is the most dangerous one that we need to know, because most of our times, like we spend our times inside the social media. So it's like, for example, earlier we had a game called PUBG. So PUBG is the game where all the kids, they started playing it, and we knew many suicidal cases were there, and before that there was a game called Blue Whale. So these are the things that were that were attracted by the people, and now people are playing one more game, and that is also very hazardous, and that also we are like we get ourselves involved inside that. So based on that, we get depression, we get anxiety, we get suicidal tenderness, and other mental issues we get. So some signs of unhealthy social networking, that is focusing problems. So when we are like we are going inside Instagram, or we are going inside some other social networking sites, we easily get distracted, and we have loss of ability to concentrate in our academics. So when we spend time on Facebook, for example, we are spending time on Facebook for an hour or more than an hour. So how productively are we focusing on it? Are we doing some productive areas, like are we going into academics, or are we concentrating on any book, are we concentrating on any learning purpose? So we get easily distracted. Then lack of concern about one-to-one relationship. So this is the one basically I suggest my students, where we miss one-to-one relationship. Currently, even if we go for a we all go for parties, we all go for get-togethers, we all go for lunch, we all go for many places. So are we in one-to-one relationship? One-to-one relationship is nothing but face-to-face communication, where we miss all the interpersonal communication, we miss about the person, we just prioritize our social networking where we don't see the person. We go with the person will be around us, our friends will be around us. We just take a photo, we spend our time in posting it on social networking sites, social media, for example. Lessening communication skills. So earlier, when the social media and those were not there, we had lots of time to spend with our friends, with our family, with our brothers, with our sisters, and also with everybody. We spend much of our time. But now, after social media came into existence, even a person sitting next to you, for example, in class, even a person sitting next to you, after the class gets over, what do you do? Immediately, you take the mobile, you just check it, you just see it, whether there is any like for my share. In Instagram, if you posted anything, you will just think, okay, whether there is any like, there is any heart or anything, that which makes you to go away from the real world. We are articulating ourselves into the other issues, and it is like we are now currently we stay in an illusion world where we don't think about the person who is next to us. The next one is unconcerned about obligations in the real world. So earlier I told you, it's such as created, your friend is next to you, or your father or your mother or your siblings are next to you. We never concentrate on talking to them. The interpersonal communication, we never does the next plan. We never ask anything to our parents, to our siblings, and also to our friends. Just we concentrate on the social media. This is the most negative aspect that I consider. Who become aggressive if the mobile phone is not given or the net is not there. Immediately, if, for example, recently the network completely for the whole world, the network was off. I heard so many, they were offing their Wi-Fi, they were offing their mobile phones, everything. So we cannot even be without mobile. Without mobile is like we die ourselves. So it's like it has become so aggressive. So next one is social media and its effects on suicide. This is the most wanted one for the current scenario and for the current students like you people. So suicide is the place where we cannot even think about our life. So is the social media more important than your life? For example, recently I heard so many cyber bullying. Because of that, so many suicidal cases were there. Yeah, of course, there are so much of cyber bullying. Yes, people will, when you grow, people will automatically say something on social media where they can put you down. Why are you? Isn't your life is more important than other people. They are living happily. Why can't you? So even if there is any cyber bullying, if you have a positive comment, yes, of course you will have a negative comment. You have to accept. When you accept yes, yeah, we have to accept no. So when we accept a negative comment, a positive comment, somebody is saying, yeah, your picture is good, you are looking good. Yeah, the same way you have to accept your negative comment also. Suicide is not a solution for any of your, if anybody says suicide is not a solution. When you have guts to suicide yourself, don't you have guts to live in this world? So never, ever, even if there is something that is bugging you inside social media, or if somebody is telling ill about you in social media, or if somebody is cyberbullying in social media, never worry about anything. Social media is just a part. It's not your complete life. Your life is something different. We people are here to develop the social media. We are here to, and our department is here to make us develop on the social media and not to get offended or get aggressive or to make ourselves die because of this social media. So it's the biggest thing that many of us should know, that our life is more important than social media. So So this is the most lovely thing, and this is the most thing that I love more, and this is the one which I wanted to tell is an isolation. So isolation, as we all know, so somebody isolating us is different, and we isolating ourselves is different. So there is difference between somebody isolating you and you get isolated to yourself. We know now currently we isolate ourselves because of mobile phone. That is my space, my privacy, my thing, everything. We became so selfish, and we go into social networking sites. We never see others. How many of you sitting in your house have seen your father's face or your mother's face or the family? How many of you sat together and you people talk together? Initially, during the trend of 1984, 85, that time the mobile phones were not there. We had only one mobile phone. That is like we don't have camera, we don't have anything. It was like we used to say it as rock. It will be in it was very vague, and we never had anything there. Only we will have calling, and we will call them, they will attend, and they will call us. Only incoming and outgoing facilities was there. So then they developed. When they are developing, the family, the friends, it is becoming part, and everybody, we get isolated. And we ourselves blame that we are lonely. We only made ourselves lonely than others. So it's like we have to have a good communication with others, not in social media, but in the real life. Not I don't believe in that fascinating world like called that networking, social networking. So it's like I give preference to the ones of a face-to-face communication. When you are there, even your family loves you and your friends loves you, but we ourselves never bother that, and we give importance to that gadget called mobile. And in that gadget, it is spoiling us like anything, and it is taking our energy, it is taking our it is completely taking ourselves away from everything. So that makes us isolated, and that makes us weak, and we eat, we sleep, and that was all. Once upon a time, that was my hobby, because on COVID situation, we had no other go. We have to sit in a place, we have to eat, we have to go on with that. That made my body to become big. That was like it made a drastic change in me. So that is I myself was an example. So it was like it had a increased risk of obesity. Then we have eating disorders. Yeah, of course, we will skip our meal, morning meal, afternoon meal. We all have all the junk foods. We eat everything. We eat lots of other stuffs. But we say, then we go for a gym to reduce our weight. So instead of that, why can't we eat on time? So these things there are lot many changes inside our body when we go inside the social media, and when we make ourselves ideal from other stuffs. Then we have mental health disorders. As I told you earlier, completely we are, because of some negative impact on social media, of course we get disturbed in our mental health. Then we have sleep disorders. This is the most important thing for the people of the current age group. It's like we never sleep. How many of you, touch your heart and say, how many of you sleep on time? We never sleep on time. We just, when we start seeing YouTube, when we start seeing WhatsApp, when we start seeing Instagram, we love taking photos of ourselves, and we love installing it, or we love publishing it inside a social media. And we spontaneously check how many of them saw. Suppose if you are sending a WhatsApp status, we will immediately, after putting the WhatsApp status, in 5 or 10 minutes, we'll see how many of them have seen us, how many of them have gone through it. And also when it goes to Instagram, same. How many of you gave heart on that? How many of you have seen it? It became a phobia to see it. It's like it without seeing it, we cannot sleep. And also our sleeping times. We say that now, for as we learn it now, everything education has become online. So if our parents ask immediately, what we say, because it's online, I am on mobile. So it is a must for every parents to get a Android mobile for their kids. So this completely damages your sleep, and because of sleep, you will not get up early in the morning, and also your entire stuff will change. So because of social media, this is also, I consider this also as a biggest negative impact that creates among the students for their academics. So next is addiction disorder. So addiction. So as I told you already. So because of social media, and not only like many, they say addiction goes with like liquor or cigarette smoking or alcohol induction. That alone is not as addiction. When you are going into a Facebook, or if you are in Twitter, if you are in LinkedIn, if you are in WhatsApp, we ourselves, we cannot even keep aside, we cannot even keep our mobile. Whenever you get a message, you are being motivated, or you yourself wanted to go forcefully, you take your mobile and you wanted to check the message. Immediately what you do, again you send a message back. So without that, we cannot be ideal. So we became addicted towards Facebook, all the social media, not only Facebook, I'm saying about all the social networking sites, and also the social media that has become a boon to the current students' mindset. So that's what I would say. And next, the last and final one which I wanted to say is withdrawal. So withdrawal is nothing but current situation. People are students are like, they cannot take their failure. So if something is there, for example, if you're not prepared, immediately what happens, you will get anxiety, you will get you will be like, you will be afraid whether the teacher will say something, or so many things are there. So it's like in the current scenario, the students, they are not ready to accept their defeat. So because of that, they also go and they also become addicted to some other things like drugs, alcohol and all. So these are the things that these are the negative aspects that I wanted to explain for the students. And finally, before I end up this section, I just wanted to ask 2 questions to you based on the negative aspects of social media. And please, you ask yourself, what is this new dynamic doing to normal social interaction? This, I just wanted you yourself to understand, you yourself to go through it. And the second one, which I wanted to ask you, what impact do these social networks have on their users on mental health? So mental health is something which every individual, every student should have. And when your mental health becomes somewhat, if it shatters, it's damn sure you yourself will get shattered, and you will not be able to develop yourself. And whether if you might be good in acting, you might be good in photography, you might be good in everything, you might be good in editing, you might be good in visual effects, so many things are there, advertising, so many things are there. So when your mental health, it's like when it is shattered, or when you don't have a good stability in your mental health, you cannot take a good photography, you cannot be a good director, you cannot be a good photographer. Neither for an editor, the ones who wanted to become an editor, your mind is so much important, your mental health is so much important. So with this note, I would like to end up my session telling you all, social media is just a object, or it's just a medium to communicate with the ones, your loved ones, who are not near to you, and that alone is not the priority. So kindly my humble request and advice to you all is like, don't get yourself involved inside social media much. Don't, it will steal your time without knowing or unknowingly. So kindly go with your books, go with the teachers that your professors, you have a lot good of professors, you just take their advice, take go on with the books, and make sure that social media is a part of your life and that is not your life. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Once again, we would like to thank you for giving us valuable insights on this topic, ma'am. We have some questions, ma'am.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. There is one question. Can you name some useful apps for teaching and learning?
Apps like, I mean, to install or what?
No, like any app which will be helpful for us in teaching and learning aspect.
You want apps? I mean, here we do, we as per in our area, we are just like we are going with face-to-face communication. So when it goes for an app, I don't know about India. In India, we use many apps, and I prefer only on Google. So I am not sure that what app, because I basically I prefer in face-to-face communication. So I don't go with the apps. So whatever app which suits for the entire subject or that only I will suggest.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, another question. How to use
Yes, ma'am.
social media apps positively in education, ma'am? That's the second question.
Okay.
I repeat the question.
Yeah, I
How
understood.
to use social media apps positively in education?
Okay. So, for example, you're going on Facebook. So, in Facebook, there are so many areas where you can develop yourself. Like, for example, if you want to learn methodology, or if you want to learn editing, or if you want to learn anything. So, if you want to use Facebook in that manner, instead of posting your photos, posting something else, posting all unwanted things, instead of that, you can just go and read all the. I mean, there are so many people who give their opinion, and there are so many areas in Facebook, YouTube, and in also in other networking sites. We have so many education related articles, so you can just go there. For example, there is a site called LinkedIn. It is also for it has so many opportunities, open ups are there, so you can just go on all those sites, and you can develop yourself based on all those sites.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for giving us. Thank you so much. Now I would like to invite Miss Gayatri for vote of thanks.
It's an honor to have been asked to deliver the vote of thanks. On behalf of my college and the entire School of Media Studies department, I would like to express my gratitude to all the members who have organized for this wonderful webinar. And I thank the LG Beru Edel, Vice Dean, Bulehura University, and resource person, Mrs. Devashree Angur, for her valuable inputs. I'm also very thankful to the entire participants. Thank you, team, for making this event a successful one. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Gayatri ma'am. Okay, thank you all. So you can exit the session. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you, Habib sir, for giving me this opportunity to start up with our MOU. and my dean and vice dean, they were very happy for and my department, my entire department, they supported me very much, and they were very happy for this startup, and we would like to go forward, and we would like to get your inputs also in the coming session. So I thank your Habib sir, Rahman sir, for giving us such an opportunity, and thank you so much for the entire department.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
What is your feedback?
It's very good.
I want your feedback.
Yeah, it's very nice.